Me something good. We introduce you to Dan Rooney, who at just 12 years old knew he wanted to be both a fighter pilot and a professional golfer.
He sat with presidents, defended our country, raised millions of dollars, and changed countless lives. Today, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney is speaking to Gateway employees about his life and his nonprofit Folds of Honor.
Lasting impact on you for the rest of your life.
But with all of those accomplishments, Dan says he's most proud to call himself an Oklahoman.
And it was, kind of the Leave It to Beaver childhood, growing up in Stillwater with great parents in a small town.
Born and raised in Stillwater, Dan played a lot of golf as a child and had plans of going pro. But a chance meeting on the golf course with a fighter pilot would alter his trajectory. At only 12 years old, Dan told his father, a professor at OSU, he'd be both a fighter pilot and a professional golfer.
For whatever it's worth, Mike, I'm a rare bird, only guy in the history of the country to put those two things together.
After high school, golf brought him to Kansas, where he met his wife. And when he wasn't golfing in the PGA, he was flying, which led to this decorated pilot serving 3 combat tours in Iraq. But when returning home from his second tour, the father of 5 daughters learned identical twin service members were on board, one flying as a passenger, the other underneath. Corporal Brad Buckland was bringing home the body of his brother killed in Iraq.
And I watched the Buckland family on the darkest night of their lives, including his 4-year-old son. And despite the captain's requests that night, more than half the people got up and left the airplane.
It was then he felt a hand on his shoulder, even though no one was behind him.
I have no doubt it was a calling to start Folds of Honor, and we did it almost 13 years ago above my garage in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And
Folds of Honor provides educational scholarships to spouses and children of America's fallen and disabled service members. Jen Stevens' 6 children receive scholarships because of their father's sacrifice.
Sat at the foot of our bed and wept uncontrollably.
That's 6 of about 25,000 scholarships now awarded, with money coming from golf tournaments and partnerships with Budweiser and Quick Trip. Dan says he couldn't have done it without the Tulsa community.
But every time I pull into a Quick Trip and I look on the pump and there's the Folds of Honor brochure, we're getting ready to have the Quick Trip 500 in Atlanta, which is the NASCAR race. We're so blessed to call this home.
And he has this advice for other Oklahomans wanting to make a difference. Go before you're ready.
And that's what faith is about. And when you lean in and go before you're ready, great things happen.
Such an amazing story. And you have a special connection with him. You know him.
We were next door neighbors in Stillwater, so I knew him as a kid. And this sounds kind of corny, but really, you see someone, he had better hair back then, but when you see someone, you just know great things are coming. And I remember feeling that about him. You looked at the kid and you just know, this guy's really going to make a difference.
And so he has.